Welcome everyone. As you see, another new location in my bedroom. Didn't get anything recorded over the weekend, so thought no time like the present, jump on it, especially having a few conversations with my friends, so I've got subjects to go on about. Oddly enough though, weekend, Saturday absolutely nailed. Thought get everything done, was on a massive high, absolutely blasting through everything. Had a brilliant evening with some work colleagues and met new people, but Sunday absolutely crashed and burned. Sugar is the enemy. I feel like I had a massive crash Sunday. I could almost pin it back to lapsing on nutrition. It wasn't too bad, like just a few bits, but it just threw me off, and it's weird how such a small thing can have a massive snowball effect, and that's bringing me on to my first subject of snowball effects and positive or negative, and how do you stop the ball rolling once it started. So Sunday I just didn't have that determination because I had nothing that was due, because I did everything on Saturday. It was just Sunday was a free day, so I had that no internal peer pressure to get anything done, even though I had stuff to do, but I didn't have that one thing to get me up and going, and I think that's why that day failed. So I think a key point to take away is always have that one thing to do. Like I still went to the gym in the morning, but that's so robotic of me now to go to the gym in the morning first thing, that I need more than that to motivate me. Like for some people that might be enough, and I highly advise people to do that, to go to the gym first thing and fire up the system, get moving, get out of bed and start the day the best way. Protein, breakfast and hit the gym. But for me, I came back and I absolutely crashed, and that's not good. Ate a lot of carbs, should I say, that weekend, Sunday. Getting back to the point of snowballing and the changes you can make to either stop something going downhill or start something going uphill. So for the downhill, I wanted to say, and I put in a note in saying about the pain of change. You'll only stop something going downhill once the pain becomes too much, and it's not like grievous pain, it's just the pressure and the build up inside that you must do something, and then when that finally hits a point, then you stop, you get up and you do something about it, because the pain of delaying or procrastinating outweighs the pain of doing the task. And that's where that threshold is. As soon as you cross that threshold of the procrastination, the pain of procrastinating outweighs doing the task, then you do the task, and that is, I find, very difficult to overcome, especially when I'm in that snowball. I'm very much an all or nothing kind of guy, so all the way downhill or all the way up. That's why this evening's been insane, getting things done. All the way up, definitely. I want to give everyone something to come away with and help people. So from that lesson would be to linking back to the previous vlog, perspective and blueprints and your plans and the bars, breaking down tasks into smaller things so it's an easier thing to overcome, not making a mountain out of a molehill. Just remember how simple it is and just do something else. Even if you've got like a bigger task that you need to, say you've got a massive piece of coursework to do, maybe just do something else first, just to get you doing something rather than procrastinating or putting it off. And as long as you're not on such a stringent deadline, you might find yourself oddly doing everything apart from that major task, but you would have accomplished something, and that's more than you would have accomplished procrastinating off that one big task. Either way, the task didn't get done, but something got done. But if you can keep that momentum and put it into the bigger task, what you're off putting, then all the better. I would definitely advise just getting up, out, dressed, showered, eat, get like that ritual going, prime your morning, prime your time, and just think, okay, today I'm going to accomplish this. And then set a goal of doing it as quickly as possible. Just think, as soon as I get that done, I've got the rest of the day. You've got to reward yourself after you've done the task, not before. So say 12 o'clock you're going to have lunch. Then just set your alarm for 12 and just work until that alarm goes off. Just don't even pay attention to time. Just keep on doing tasks and forget about the world, forget about everything else. Just concentrate on that one thing. And I think a current theme, what I've been trying to say as well, is being present in life and being active in life and being aware of life and living life instead of being passive about it and just going through the motions. So if you're there in that moment completing that task, and regardless you don't care about anything else, disconnect, put your mobile phone on silent if you can, and disconnect from the world and just get on with that one thing, and you'll be surprised how much you can achieve and to what level you can achieve when you're 100% committed to something and give all your attention to one thing. And I think it's really hard to do. Like, you have to keep on reminding yourself to commit 100% until you're in that mindset and you're fully in the moment. So even when you're completing a task, your mind will wander, and I think a big part of this is it's almost like a muscle you can strengthen through meditation and techniques like that, and making sure you can control your mind and bring it back to the core focus. I just think it's when you're 100% committed to something, you're in the moment and you're living life at its fullest. It might be not an amazing task or amazing thing you're doing at that moment, but you're getting the most from that moment. That leads into like commitment and being able to commit 100%. Like, they're trying to get as much stimulation from all sources as possible, and they're scared to commit to something because they don't want to miss out on something when they should be committing to that one thing, because then they're going to get the most of that. You might miss something, but it's better than missing everything because you're not present and you're not doing 100% that one thing and living that moment. It's about committing to that one thing and being able to say, yes, I'm doing that, I'm going to that, I'm doing that, I'm going to that. And it's quite powerful and empowering to be able to commit to something 100%. And obviously, what I'm saying 100%, it doesn't mean like 100% of your time. It just means 100% of the moment, and giving something your whole attention, your whole focus. I'm struggling a bit with the business and the app, for sure. Like, it's so close to being released, yet I'm not sure. It's easy when it's all hypothetical, when in a dream in your mind, but now it's becoming reality. It's all about execution, and I'm scared of how it's going to go. I put more time and money into this than I have most things in my life, and it feels like that's my baby and it's my child, so really scared how everyone's going to react to it and perceive it. But it's still early days. Like, you can't judge a baby by its first few weeks. You got to see it go through its whole life before you can really judge it. So hopefully, maybe it might take a year, 2 years, and you never know, it could fly off in a few months. But even as just a hobby, like, some people have very expensive hobbies, and this is a very expensive hobby, I'll put it that way, but I'm learning lots, I'm meeting lots of people, and hopefully in the future lots will come from it. So I can think of worse things to commit my time to and persevere. From the start of the conversation, the pain of change. So I have very minimal, a very small threshold of pain for my life. If anything's not right, I'll change it. If there's some like, if you're on a diet and there's something you don't like to eat, but you force yourself to eat it, then why? A simple question: why? Find alternatives. Find something that works for you. Like, don't be so set in stone, but be committed. Think of the bigger picture. Be committed to the bigger picture and not care about the small things. So you gotta set that big goal of maybe losing weight or gaining muscle, whatever it is, but that's the big picture over the long time. But over the small time, you might take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but when you take that step back and look at what you've done and learn for next time, you might take 3 steps forward, 1 step back, and it's just about that constant progress and constant reiteration of just trying to improve yourself. So I think that's a nice point to end on. So improving yourself over time, having a small threshold of pain of procrastination. So making sure as soon as you feel you're in that mode, in that zone, just bring yourself to focus and commit to something 100% regardless of what it is, and get that snowball rolling. Been a bit of a different one this time. I think I've rambled a little bit less. It's definitely for the uncut version. There's a lot less in there, but I guess when I'm driving, I've got nothing else to do. So whereas now I'm like itching to do something else. So as again, I've been focused on this. I gave myself an amount of time, 20 minutes, coming up to the end of that. So now my focus wants to shift on to something else, and I know what I want to do and I've got to do, and I'm going to go do it. So thank you very much. I'm not sure where I want to keep these going, but well, I'm going to keep it going, but I don't know where it's going. So comments, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Please give me feedback and tell me if you want more of my daily life, my business, or more of the thoughts and realizations and the exploration of my own life, and hopefully portraying that to you to help you. So thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.